Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a source that tackles a really difficult subject.
Yeah, really important, though.
Definitely. It's an excerpt titled Ending Benue Bloodshed, a Call to Action. And, right from the start, it doesn't mince words.
No, it really doesn't. You see phrases like senseless bloodletting, even evil acts. It's pretty stark.
Exactly. So our mission here is to really unpack this specific call to action. What's it actually demanding? What are the expectations it lays out for, trying to bring peace to Benue State?
It is heavy material, yeah. And that urgency, it just hits you immediately. The core plea, I think the source puts it really forcefully, is just enough is enough.
Right, a clear line in the sand.
Absolutely. Saying, look, this situation, it's unacceptable. We need change, like now. Decisive change.
Okay, so let's get into what that call for change actually looks like in the document. It starts with some very direct instructions, right, for security agencies.
Very direct.
It says they have to act decisively. They need to arrest perpetrators.
And this is important.
Yeah, go on.
It stresses arresting perpetrators on all sides of the conflict. That part really jumped out.
Okay, yeah. So not just targeting one side.
Exactly. It's not about picking one group. It's this explicit demand for accountability across the board, universal.
Which the source seems to think is crucial for it to even work, right? For legitimacy.
That seems to be the implication.
Yeah.
How do you achieve real impartiality in a situation that's already so volatile?
Yeah.
That's the underlying question it raises, I think.
Right. So it's not just stopping the violence, but making sure justice is seen to be unbiased, according to the source, anyway.
Precise.
And the call to action, it doesn't just stop with the security forces. It also puts a lot of responsibility onto leaders, political leaders, community leaders.
Yeah, definitely. It says they must act responsibly. And crucially, they have to avoid inflammatory utterances, things that could, make things even worse, increase tensions, killings.
Avoid pouring fuel on the fire, basically.
Absolutely. That connects directly to the whole idea of de-escalation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The source is pointing out that words from leaders have real power.
Yeah. They can calm things down or
ignite them. So it's this direct appeal for restraint, for careful communication from people with influence. It recognizes how damaging careless talk can be.
And that focus on leadership, it even zooms in on one specific person. Governor Alia gets called out directly in the document.
He does, yeah.
The source says it's time for him to act as a statesman and to, quote, immediately lead the process of dialogue and reconciliation that will bring peace to Benue.
Yes, and that's a significant shift, isn't it? From enforcement, like arresting perpetrators, to actively building resolution.
It's moving from reaction to proactive peace building.
Kind of, yeah. The source seems to be saying, look, security action, necessary. But the long-term fix, that's in reconciliation, it's in talking.
And it puts the responsibility squarely on the governor to kickstart that.
Right. It suggests it won't just happen on its own. He needs to champion it, lead it.
So, okay, this path of dialogue and reconciliation, what's the end goal? What's the source's ultimate vision for peace? How are people supposed to, live together?
Well, the vision itself is pretty clear. People must live in peace. Simple as that, but obviously hard to achieve.
And how does it suggest that becomes possible?
It says it's possible when leaders across the divides work together in harmony. Cooperation is key.
Okay, cooperation. But what about disagreements? Conflicts will still happen.
Right, and it addresses that. Critically, it specifies how differences should be handled within that cooperation with fairness, openness, and justice.
Fairness, openness, justice, those are the pillars.
Exactly. It's presenting a framework built on those principles. That's the foundation for lasting peace, where you actually tackle the underlying issues transparently and justly.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive into ending Benue bloodshed, a call to action, the main takeaways feel really layered.
They are. Multifaceted.
Yeah. You've got the demand for decisive, impartial security action and prosecution. Then there's the clear expectation for leaders, political community to act responsibly, watch their words.
And that specific charge for Governor Alia to lead, to push dialogue, reconciliation, cooperation.
Yeah.
All grounded in fairness, openness, justice.
Right. Those three words again.
Which leaves us with something pretty significant to think about, doesn't it? Something drawn right from the source itself.
Go on.
This call for leaders to address conflict on all sides, using fairness, openness, and justice. Just try and picture that. What does applying those principles actually look like on the ground?
In a real-world, complex, probably deeply embedded conflict.
Exactly. What are the practical challenges? The hurdles you'd face trying to implement that specific approach? It's a profound ideal the source lays out.
Definitely something worth mulling over.